What's up, what's poppin'? It's your girl Imani. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new and tuning in, welcome. We are going to be doing a latte makeup inspired look, y'all. I'm in love with this trend, so let's go ahead and get into it. First things first, I'm going to be going in with the Kiss Me Your Professional's Tea Tree Oil Control Moisturizer. This is perfect for me because I have oily skin. I like to put it on before I put on my e.l.f. Power Grip Niacinamide primer. This just helps lock in everything so your girl is not oily and looking like Lord knows what on a sunny day with her makeup on. Y'all, I was so excited when I saw this trend going on. I was like, this look is definitely perfect for the brown skin girlies out here. It definitely gives you that bronze effect, and I just fell in love with this look. As soon as I was done with it, I was like, oh, this just may have to be a signature look. But now I'm going to go in with two different setting powders, one by Airspun, one by Kiss, and I'm going to mix the two just so I can get that perfect color that I'm looking for in my translucent powders. And I'm going to actually put that in my T-zone areas because my T-zone areas are normally the first thing to go when I have on makeup. So I like to press those in around my nose, my upper lip, my forehead, and my chin. When I'm doing this though, I also only go into the powders around my nose, and then whatever excess I have left on the sponge, I go over my top lip, my forehead, and my chin. The next thing I'll be going into is two concealers because I want to have a bright under eye. I'm going to be going into the Kiss Pro Touch Concealer and the e.l.f. Camo Matte Concealer. I love these two. They are just a chef's kiss because when I tell you, it just leaves my under eye looking so smooth and just so nice. Oh, I'm in love with them. Also, I will be dropping down the specific colors I will be using in the description box down below because I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, I'm not even standing in front of my products, and half the time when I buy my makeup products, I do not memorize the names. I just wait till they run out, and then I go back to the store and I'm like, oh, okay, that's the one I need. So I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you guys like I know exactly which ones I use right away, but just know they're gonna be in the description box for you guys. But yes, the next thing I'm going to do is go into the Pixies Beauty Cream Rogue palette. This was actually a collaboration with a whole bunch of other beauty influencers. It was a beautiful PR. Beautiful PR, and it came with eyeshadow palettes, highlighters, contour and highlight, blush, all that stuff. It came with so many things. This Cream Rogue palette is actually for lips and it can use it as blush, but I like to use it as blush. Then I'm going to go in with the Kiss Matte Setting Spray, and I'm just going to let all that set in and dry down to my face before I blend it out. That way I can have that full coverage look. Another thing about that blush too, guys, I actually decided to go into a darker blush. I normally go in with a lighter one, but I wanted this look to really pop with that bronze look, with that latte look. And speaking of latte, I know I'm probably rambling on, but that's okay. Y'all here and y'all with me. The whole latte thing, I don't drink coffee, okay, at all. I love me an iced chai latte, and it's really a tea, and it's by Tazo Tea, but I like to drink that. Now, I do have some lattes I do drink from time to time, but I am not a coffee drinker. I am a tea drinker, so just know that's your girl's favorite thing. But I'm gonna go in with my damp beauty blender, and I'm gonna blend everything out. Yes, everything together. That's why it's all on at once. And I'm going to blend out my concealer first, and then I'm going to go into my blush, and then I'm going to go into that lighter shade in the inner corners of my eye. I'm going to blend that and fan it outwards because I want my eyes to look lifted. So after blending that out under my eyes, I'm actually going to go in with the translucent powders and setting powders that I mixed together, and I'm going to go ahead and set under my eye. What I like to do is I put it on my beauty blender, and then I go on the back of my hand and take off the excess. That way we have a nice smooth and even coverage when we're putting it on. We don't want to just put on whatever's on the sponge because that's how you get blotchy spots, and actually that's sometimes how you look cakey, and we don't do cakey over here. So we're definitely going to lay out some of that excess, and then we're just going to press it in until it melts into our skin like butter, okay? Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is go into the Kiss Pro Touch foundation. I use two different ones. Like I said, everything will be down in the description box down below. This one specifically is in the color Mocha, and I like to use that one to bronze up my contour, quote unquote contour areas, which is like my cheekbone, my jawline, my nose, and my forehead. I love this foundation so much. If you watch any of my previous videos, you know I'm always raving about it, how lightweight it is, how affordable it is, the coverage on it, and it's just, it gives me that nice finish. And another thing I recommend doing when applying it too is putting it on the back of your hand and then taking like the brush that you're going to use to apply it with and just swirl it around on the brush, so that way you don't go off with the heavy hands when you're putting it on your makeup. It gives you that nice buffed out and that nice HD finish. It just gives you just like a nice soft finish. And then I also took the foundation as well, and I put that as a base for my eyeshadow because, like I said, we're doing a latte look, and I feel like that color was perfect for setting the base for my eyeshadow. So I'm just going to put it on like how I would put on any other eyeshadow color, especially one as a transition shade on my eyes. I'm going to blend it up into my brow, and then I'm going to clean off my brush, and I'm going to flare it out on the outer corners of my eyes. And then I'm going to take it, and I'm also going to fan it out on my waterline as well, because we really want a nice smoky look, a nice dramatic look, a nice sultry look. Then I'm going to go into the Juvia's Place Sahara Volume 2 blush palette. I'm actually going to be using the brown shade in there, and I'm going to be using that blush shade in the far right corner as well. So everywhere that I put the Mocha foundation, I'm going to be putting that brown shade from the Juvia's Place palette on my face.
Your fragrance, hold up, you ain't never gotta say shit, and I know your taste is a little bit high maintenance.
Now for the actual other foundation I'm going to be using, it's the same foundation as the Mocha one, but this one's in the shade Toffee. I'm going to take it on my foundation brush, and as you can see, I'm only going to be putting it under my cheekbones because I really don't use foundation too much like that as a full face anymore. I use it where it's needed. So I'm going to be putting that underneath my cheekbone, and then I'm going to be blending it out under my eye just to make sure everything blends out seamlessly together. This also helps with making everything blend together so well. We don't want to look like everything got put on separately, even though we know it did. We don't want it to look like that. We want everything to just marry together into one beautiful matrimony of makeup love. Now I'm going to go into the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. This is in the shade Dark Brown. I don't really use black brow pencils anymore. I like to use ash grays or dark browns just because I feel like they give off a more natural finish. I also went in with the NYX Gel Brow or Brow Gel, and I just made sure that my brows are going to last all day. So I brushed it in there, and then I fanned them out into the direction I wanted them to go into, and then I just filled in the sparse areas. Which, if you really look at my face, it's a lot of sparse areas, so don't come for me too much. Another tip that I recommend doing is also having your brows shaped and cleaned up prior. This just also helps with doing your brows. You can do them when they're a little funky looking, but they might also come out a little funky looking. But when you actually get to the point of knowing your brow shape and stuff like that, when they are a little odd looking, you can maneuver around that. But I do recommend doing your brows prior.
I recognize your fragrance, hold up, you ain't never gotta say shit, and I know your taste
Once I finish cleaning them up, I'm going to go in with a spoolie and brush them out so and make sure everything looks good together, blended together. And then I'm going to go back in with that same concealer that I used in the beginning to under my eye. And I'm going to only carve out the arch part of my brow because I don't really want a really sculpted brow. I just want my arches to be prominent because the way we're going to do our eyeshadow in today's video, it's just going to go into the very beginner part of your brow. So it's no need to go all the way through and through with your brows. And then once we have that concealer under that arch and we've carved out our arch, I'm actually going to take a fluffy brush and then I'm going to go into that same concealer and I'm just going to buff it out so that way it blends and looks seamless when it's time to actually do our eyeshadow. Now I'm going to go into the Juvia's Place Warrior palette and I'm going to be using that tan color first on top of that foundation that we initially put on our lids, and I'm going to go ahead and add some definition to that and just smoke it out and flare it out under my eye and on my lid and on the outer corners of my eye.
Second, every minute, man, I swear that she can get it. Saying you a bad bitch, put your hands up high, hands up high, hands up high. Tell them dim the lights down right now, put me in the mood. I'm talking about dark.
After smoking it out, I'm going to go into the Pop Beauty eyeshadow palette. This one is called Pretty Punk. And I'm actually going to use a good deal of colors from this. I'm going to be using 2 browns from this palette, and I'm also going to be using a shimmer shade, that brown shimmer shade in this palette as well. So with the second deep brown shade, I'm going to be adding some definition to my crease, and I'm also going to be flaring it out with the initial transition shade just so we can deepen that latte color, because for us women of color, we need to deepen that brown. We already have that nice sultry sexy brown going on, so we got to deepen it a little bit more for our complexion. And now I'm going to go in with the darkest shade of brown, and I'm really going to define that crease, and I'm only going to keep it centralized to that crease. Then afterwards, what I'm going to do too is I'm going to go and I'm going to take my Pop Beauty setting mist, and I'm going to spray my fluffy brush that I use to apply these eyeshadows with, and I'm gonna spray my brush with that so that way when I go back into the Pop Beauty palette, I can pick up that brown shimmer shade, and I'm actually gonna put that on my lid. That's gonna cover a good majority of my lid. Now I'm going to go back into the Juvia's Place Warrior palette, and I'm going to use that nice champagne color, and I'm going to pop that on the inner corners of my eye with the same technique that I used to apply the brown shimmer shade on the majority of my lid. And then I'm going to go into the same palette again, the Juvia's Place palette that is, and I'm going to take a precision brush. It's an angle precision brush, and I'm going to create a dark wing liner just to add some drama to this look. Once I do the outer corners of my eye, I'm actually going to go back into that palette again. I'm going to just put that on the inner corners of my eye too. If you notice, I'm going to actually stay away from my waterline on the middle part, but on the inner corners and the outer corners, you're definitely going to see that darker shade. And then I'm going to go in with a Kiss mascara, and I'm just going to go ahead and start setting the base for my lashes. And then because I've been liking like this semi bottom lash look where you only do about 50% of your lashes on both eyes, I just think it's really, really cute. I feel like it still has your eyes open in the front, but in the back it just gives like that nice box eye. Afterwards, I'm going to set my face with that same setting spray, and I am going to blend everything together with that foundation brush that I used with Toffee, and I'm just going to marry everything together. And then I actually went back into that fluffy brush again that had that champagne shimmer on it, and I just went ahead and highlighted the bridge of my nose and the tip of my nose just because I feel like the look needed it. Then for my lips, I went ahead and with the Makeup Revolution lip kit, the Journey Beauty nude lip, and a brown NYX lip liner, and I'm going to create a nice nude lip for this look because when I've noticed this trend, everybody has done that nice soft sultry lip because we really want the eyes to speak. So I wanted to remain true to the lip, but also because I'm a nude lip girl, so I just felt like it was only right. I initially went in with the Makeup Revolution lip liner in the shade Divine, but that one is more of like my actual lip line color, so it just actually helped make like a nice pouty lip for me. Made it look like I had like a lip filler or anything in, and then I went over that with a brown lip liner to just give it some more definition. After putting on my Journey Beauty lip gloss, I went ahead and went back into the Kiss Glam Shine. This was in the shade Crystal, I believe. And I went ahead and topped that off as a nice gloss over it. But honestly, guys, that's it for this look. If you enjoyed this look, let me know down in the comments down below. Tag your favorite product in here, or if you're going to recreate, let me know. And be sure to subscribe to my channel and come with me on some more of my journey as a mom, a wife, and a content creator, because you're here now, so why not check it out? I feel like you guys would love the videos, and I feel like I'm just a bomb.com. So yeah, but that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next video. See ya.